Welcome to Brown's Rod and Custom, your home for street rods, muscle cars, and Volkswagen content. This is my dad, Big Ron. He's our body man and fabricator. This is my beautiful wife, Megan, our editor-in-chief and supporter. And this is me, Adam, the designer and mechanic for our projects. If you find our videos helpful, like and subscribe for more content.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Brown's Rod and Custom. It's about 10:50 in the morning. It's Saturday, August 30th, and as you can see me squinting, it's sunny, which is good. The weather gods are in our favor today. So, some things are happening here. Big Ron is doing body work. You can see here on the inside of this cab. I've been telling you guys for the past couple days, we had skimmed these areas, we had to sand them down. That's what he's doing. And then he's gonna go back around and reskim, like he just reskimmed this a second ago. And keep blocking them and getting them right. Dial this in so that at some point, not today, but some point probably this week, maybe we'll prime or something. We'll see where we get. But a lot of work to do before we get to that. But that's what Ron's doing in here. I am working on our rear fenders. So as you can see, I got everything kind of set up here. My plan here, again, you know, plans change, but this is the plan, is to take the flappy paddle, this guy here, and go over this, okay? Now, I could run into issues in here, okay? This might be a deal where I'm taking my little chisel and continuing to scrape. So, as you guys have heard me say in the past, when you try to go over this with the floppy paddle or the bower, it just melts. I'm gonna attempt to do some areas that I think are very light to try to speed up the process here. But the idea here is I'm gonna take this entire inside of this fender to bare metal, then we're gonna flip it over, and I'm gonna take the entire outside to bare metal with the bower, okay? Floppy paddle on the inside, bower on the outside, okay? I only have so much on the drum that I have, probably enough to do this fender before I have to go buy another drum for the bower surface conditioning tool. So that's what we're doing. I've got a bunch of these, so we can just keep on rocking here. But yeah, if you're gonna do this at home, just a little safety announcement here. Wear a respirator or a mask of some sort, or N95 at the bare minimum, and ear protection and a mask, some kind of eye protection. This stuff's nasty. You don't want to breathe this. You don't want it hitting you in the eyes. It's going to be going everywhere. It'll be kind of just another one of those nasty days. So the hope here is we'll get this fender done, and then I can get into the other fender in here and get it done as well. Now that's asking a lot, but if I can, we'll be winning. So I know I can get the outside to bare metal, no problem. It's all the undercoat on the bottom side that may or may not get done, but we'll see where this goes. Being this is not a fender we're gonna use, but I would like to see it in bare metal, and then we'll get some epoxy on Wednesday, and we can epoxy them, and then we won't have to worry about that. So we'll have a set of fenders on here that don't look like that, and we're kind of saving them because we're going to get the rust off of it. We're going to treat them and then at least get some epoxy on them, which should buy them some more years. Somebody, us, God, who knows, might actually do something with them down the road. So that's the plan. I'd like to have rear fenders bare metal and bolted onto this by the end of the night. That's my plan. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. And Big Ron's plan is to just keep body working his life away on the inside of this cab, door jamb in the back of the cab here. So that's what's going on, ladies and gentlemen. We're doing pretty good, actually. I feel like we're in a pretty good place. So I'm gonna stop talking and start working, and I'll bring you guys along for the restoration of that fender out there and the other one, and we'll just see where we get. So stay tuned, guys. Hey guys, welcome back. Alright, so what you just saw, this is the driver's side fender. We cut off one of these unbolted and the other one we had to cut off. But we took the braces off here and there. Also, this whole bracketry system that went for the spare tire that came out here, this whole thing was sticking out. It was going to end up cutting our damn hands off or legs or something. So I figured it better just to get that off of there. So that's where we're at there. What we're doing now is Ron's finding us some bolts. We're going to bolt this fender on while this one over here dries. I did the Eastwood fast etch on it, and it's sitting here drying. So it's already had its 30 minutes. Now it's just sit out here and air dry. So whether we use this fender or not, at least it was taken down to bare metal and metal conditioned properly, and we will epoxy prime it as soon as we do the doors. So the Eastwood has a zinc phosphate coating that it goes on, which is why you see it looks darker gray. That coating is going to protect it from rusting while it sits in here. So that's what we're doing. Kind of exciting, honestly. Get a fender on it, start seeing what this thing looks like a little bit, you know. And but this one's going to go on right here. And whenever the passenger dries, might be a few hours, might be tomorrow, but we'll bolt it on too, just to see what that looks like. So stay tuned for all that. We'll be back in a minute, guys. What do y'all think? Got the fender bolted on. We don't have all the bolts in it, and to be honest, probably a quarter of the places that we need to actually bolt it onto if we were going to use this fender are rotted off. So we got what we can in it. But here's this one. It's on there pretty good. We don't have any of like the fender bracing or any of that kind of stuff on it, but this gives you an idea. So next up, we're going to clean up our mess out here, and we're going to let that fender dry for another hour or two, and then we'll probably find some more bolts and bolt this fender on, and that'll be kind of it for tonight. But getting this to this point is gigantic. Getting this to where it is amazing. Really doing good. Ron's been working his tail off on the bodywork. I mean, it's looking good in here. That door jamb over there really is coming alive. We're getting there. So his plan for tomorrow is to continue to attack the cab and keep rocking on that. And my plan is to help him. So I'm going to keep working on that and with him on the cab, and we'll keep sanding and blocking this thing down and getting body work done, so that hopefully sooner than later we can get some get some primer on this thing, you know, some heavy build primer in white, and just primer filler. Yeah, it's this stuff up here. It's the U-Pole 4-to-1 high build primer in white. It's the same primer that's on the 40 Ford, the gray. Stuff we're gonna spray is white, but this is it in gray, and that's it in black right here. It's pretty good, actually. We like it a lot. Block's pretty good. So that's where we're at, boys. I'm gonna help him clean all this up. We made a mess, and well, I made a mess, and we'll be back to you here shortly. What we're waiting on is that fender to dry, so all the way. So stay tuned. Alright guys, welcome back. Gonna wrap it up here, just kind of go over where we got today, kind of what we got accomplished. So we're gonna start with this rear fender. Got it down to bare metal, got it metal conditioned with the Eastwood Fast Edge, and got it bolted onto the bedside. So that went well. We're happy with that. So far, so good. Now, I don't know if we're going to fix this fender or not, but it does give us something. Now, when we go to prime the doors with epoxy, we'll epoxy prime the fender as well, just to get some material on it, and that'll save this fender for years to come. So there's that. Big Ron did a lot of body work on the inside of the cab, really starting to dial these areas in. These areas were bad, they were rough, you know, up in here. They're starting to look like something. So hopefully, he's hoping that by the end of the day tomorrow, we'll be ready to maybe do some priming in this interior here. So with the heavy build primer. So see where we get there. But that's where we've gotten so far. On that, he's also been working up in here, over there, just dialing all this in. First coat of all metal on the jam, getting that cleaned up. Been working down here, getting all this together. So we're really, I mean, all of this is coming together. So pretty happy with all this. Once you get primer on, it'll look amazing. So also got this fender on. We've decided there's no way on God's green earth that I'm going to take this down to bare metal. It's just not worth the time. And it's probably not worth the materials to do it, because we're definitely not going to use this fender because of this. We want a normal fender to match the passenger side, because there will be no spare tire right here. So yeah, for now it does give us what we need as far as being able to measure and get the distances and all that for what size tires and back spacing and rear end size and all that kind of thing we can deal with on this truck, and gives us a pretty good idea of what we can and can't do, right? So that'll come later, but for now, at least it's all there. So, been a busy couple days, guys. Getting this bed all to where it is now was a monumental task. I can't tell you how hard we worked on this shit. And I'll be honest with you, it's not easy to be out here. It's 90 degrees with 60% humidity. It is freaking hot and muggy. It's nasty. So, with all that being said, tomorrow will be bodywork. I will be helping Ron on the bodywork. So tomorrow expect a bunch of bodywork to happen on the interior. This door jamb we're really hoping to get dialed in, and the back of the cab. Okay, that's where we're going to focus. To just try to rein all this in. These areas here, up in here. Try to start getting all this where we can heavy prime it here, honestly, probably Monday. So that's the plan here for tomorrow. I will also be digging into this door like we talked about. I think tomorrow I'm going to get this door on a rack, off this rack and on an actual rack. Like that one, the green one there, and get these things off of here. Probably put some heat on these bolts and try to get all of this disassembled so that we can go ahead and prep this and start body working this door and welding up these little holes and stuff tomorrow, the next day, that kind of thing. So that's the plan there. I really want to get this door to where it's ready for primer, so that we can get that door back on here. But to get that door back on here, we got to get this door jamb. So something else that'll be happening this week will be this door jamb. We'll be getting dialed in just like the other one, and heavy primed and all the things, so that we are right where we need to be, right? So that's kind of the idea there. But you know, if you stand back here and look at this, it's starting to look like a pickup truck. It's a cool truck. Those fenders are huge. I mean, they're absolutely mammoth. It's incredible how big the body parts are on this truck. Like, the cab isn't that big. The bed sides are long. If they feel longer than they are. But the fenders on this truck, both front and rear, are huge. Just absolutely huge. The hood's huge. The grill's big. I mean, it's all big. It's crazy. So anyways, guys, that's where we're at. That's what we're going to be doing tomorrow. That's what we got today. We're going to let this fender sit overnight and just keep drying. It's pretty much dry, but, you know, not going to hurt to let it sit and bake overnight and get it out of the weather. So that's where we're at. I hope you're having a great weekend. And I'm going to go in here and take a shower. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. We'll be back tomorrow with more 58 Apache. And we'll just keep rocking this thing until she's painted and done. Stay tuned, guys. Have a great night.